What you watching?
What you watching, the story, what we're watching, what we're reading, what we're doing, what we're seeing in the world. And Andy, you said it, man. You are on vacation. You're having like the best week of your life right now.
It's just starting.
And it's Monday. You're just getting going. How has your time off
So
been,
many
first
more
of all?
days.
It's pretty great. I played this game for 4 hours today, talking about Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy
Nice.
on my Xbox.
Yes.
Um,
How'd it go? How's this game going?
it's amazing. It came out a couple weeks ago. This is developed by Square Enix, the same company that did the Avengers game. Only this game is, I have them both, and I will never even open the Avengers game again because this is so much better.
Wow.
Um,
It's doing okay.
Yeah, it's so fun. You're Star-Lord 100% of the time. The rest of the Guardians you kind of utilize as you needed to like kind of help you progress the story, or even in battle you kind of direct them to do different things. Like Groot can like hold people in place, like with and you basically can help you like kind of with attack strategies, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So but you're mostly just shooting the shit out of everyone with Star-Lord's guns.
Guns? Any other tools?
You definitely
Like the
you
gravity
have, like,
sucker
a
thing?
ice gun. You get a electricity gun, and there's a couple more that I'm assuming probably a fire one, maybe.
Can he fly?
Yes, you can fly a little bit, but
Cool.
like it's pretty cool because it keeps you really engaged, because there's a lot of times where it asks you questions like you say this or say this to like appease like certain members that are in the Guardians, and it kind of affects the story and certain things.
Whoa.
So
Dialogue tree.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, and like
if
especially
this, then.
like
Yeah.
yeah, and like certain decisions, like you can have different outcomes that lead you to get like different money amounts, or like one point I had to decide who I was going to try to sell out of 2 of the different Guardians.
Oh, hell
that
yeah.
are going to go get basically sell them and then break them out. So
How's the writing?
typical yeah, it's honestly that's one of the best parts. It's a great story. It's a lot of dealing with a lot of that Nova Corps, which is something that's not really in the movies much, so it's kind of pretty cool to see a little bit different.
Yeah, you just get pieces of them in the first movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But it's so enjoyable. I'm pumped. I'm on like chapter 7 or 8 or so, and I think there's about 17, so I think about halfway done.
So you're rocking the
Nice.
campaign,
Yes,
and it's going well.
I love it.
And is there a multiplayer component?
I don't know yet, actually.
And what console are you playing on?
I'm on Xbox One right now.
Okay.
Sorry, Xbox S, Xbox. I don't know, whatever the new one is.
Yeah, the newest one.
Yeah, it really is.
The newest one. It's usually what works. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a interesting, man. Marvel game. I think we talked about this trailer when it first came out, last year. And then we heard mixed reviews of the game. We weren't too excited, but now you've got it in the house, the giggler. We have never rated video games. I don't know if you're ready yet. Maybe you need to wait till you finish it.
Yeah, let me finish first.
Okay, that sounds good.
It'll be a couple weeks.
Yeah, you're moving fast with your week off.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Is this getting your interest up, Scotty?
Absolutely. Especially it's available across all platforms.
Yep.
So I can pick this up on Switch.
Oh man.
And yeah, I probably will.
I wonder if I can get
So-
it on Apple TV.
Get it on a computer.
I guess, can I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I
PC.
do have a computer.
sure do.
I wonder if there's like an iPhone version too. Like, this is what the people that don't have consoles, I want you guys to know, like, this is what we go through. We're like, man, that looks pretty cool. But
Well,
and now it's like I'm inching toward it. It's almost like we see superhero content flooding our screens in terms of movies and TV shows. Well, now it's like these video games are starting to step up. I mean, but the Avengers just not great,
no,
and the reviews are not great.
no. It was fun for like an hour.
That's insane. That
Yeah.
you're loving being just Peter Quill in the Guardians whenever you could be Thor, Hulk,
I
Iron
agree.
Man.
I didn't expect it either, but it hits.
It's a fair share.
Mhm.
All right, man. Guardians of the Galaxy. Let us know whenever you finish that thing. We're gonna start rating games when we beat them. I think that's a good thing to do.
I like it.
And Scotty Scoop, you're up next. Why don't you tell us about what you're watching? Looks like a YouTube and Twitch channel.
Oh yeah, Critical Role, deep end of the nerd pool, folks. This is a live, real play Dungeons and Dragons, by really what you would probably call a star-studded cast of voice actors.
Mm.
If you've watched an animated movie, anime, played a video game in the last 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
you've heard who these people are.
Like you've heard their voices.
You've heard their voices.
It's probably one of those too. Whenever you get to watch and you're like, I hear it.
Yeah. Every Thursday on Twitch and YouTube, streaming live, they play for about 3 to 5 hours.
This is awesome. This is nerdy shit right here.
And you got your dungeon master there in the forefront, Matthew Mercer. When you're dungeon master, if you know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, the dungeon master runs the game, plays the game. He can write some stuff beforehand, but the players really choose what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Where they're going to go, who they interact with, fight scenes, just talking and interacting with each other or characters that he has to create on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
And they do this every week. Every week.
How long have they been doing this?
They started in 2015.
Wow.
They are in what you would call campaign 3.
Yeah.
Which is basically a season. The first season went about 115 episodes. Basically like 2 years. Second season, 160 episodes.
Wow. And
they just started campaign 3. They will do, I do believe, episode 3 this Thursday. Their first series, it took off, and they went to Kickstarter in 2019 and said, we're going to do a Kickstarter to animate our first season.
Oh, okay.
$750,000 was their goal.
And animate themselves. Playing the game, and then you get the animations of the characters.
Yeah, for a full 10 episode full season.
Wow.
45-day Kickstarter. They were going for $750,000. They hit $3 million on their first day.
What? No, they didn't.
Yeah. By the end of the Kickstarter, they had gotten to $11.3 million.
Oh my God.
What?
Which is, I do believe, in the top 5 Kickstarters of all time.
Yeah, I'm like instantly. Well, I'll give it up for that.
Yeah.
But I'm also making a mental note, like writing down Kickstarter. This sounds like something to try.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. Really cool. The world of Critical Role. Scotty, thank you so much for bringing one of the nerdiest things onto the show yet. This is
super
fantastic.
nerdy.
Because this isn't just Dungeons and Dragons. This is watching it.
Yeah.
Weekly.
Yeah.
And I work with some folks that take this pretty seriously, play it, get together. I know that it was a big thing during the pandemic to not be able to get together.
Right.
And it's like making a big comeback.
Yeah, there were quite a few Dungeons and Dragons sessions over the internet for me.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like Prohibition, where you guys are like meeting up and like roll. I don't know if you roll dice. Do you roll dice?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I knew about this as a kid. Never played it myself. Giggler, how about you?
No, but my buddy, he's done this for like 3 straight years via Zoom with his buddies, like every Monday. He just does it from like 8 till like midnight.
I'm gonna tell you, like I didn't play this growing up, but my dad had a Pokemon card shop at the flea market locally. And every Saturday, I was Tournament City, getting the Pokemon cards out, like loving just the culture, the game, the back and forth. And to this day, I will throw down Monopoly with whoever wants to do it, like anytime. Like, that's all I'm saying. There is long form gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a social thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're still playing actively.
Yeah, I've been in my current campaign for 3 years.
And it's called a campaign.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
3
when
years?
I was
3 years.
I lived with my buddy when he was doing this, and we'd just be in the other room just watching TV, and he'd be playing and all of a sudden he'd just say the most random shit, and we just laugh because it's just like so out of context. He's like, I'm gonna go up the Yeoman's Alley right now. Something weird like that. We're just like, what?
What'd you say?
What? It's great.
It's a great time.
It's almost like I kind of watch the show without watching the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you have it live in front of you with other people. But the world of Critical Role, that's what it's all about. It's kind of getting, sounds like some famous people to be getting on a game that they all thoroughly love to play, and they're doing it on YouTube and Twitch. All right, the world of Critical Role. You heard it here, Scotty Scoop. I mean, what do you rate this?
Oh, this is a must listen for me every week. When they throw it in on podcast form.
They do a podcast version.
They take it from the live stream and they throw it on the podcast
Brilliant.
a week later. Man,
You
you're,
just
you're
listen.
talking about 4 hours
Wow.
of, background, doing some work.
You're loving it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man, I love it. You're getting me excited to where it's like, am I gonna get into Dungeons and Dragons now?
Give it a shot.
Is it like is it like invite only?
Because
Because I feel like it's almost like
You've
it's
got
almost
it-
like a bar scenario that's like, small town bar. You walk in, everybody kind of looks. I feel like I walk into Dungeons and Dragons, they'd be like,
nah,
get out.
it's pretty inclusive.
Okay.
You got to have somebody who knows what they're doing
Yeah, exactly.
to run the game.
Do
You
a
got to
little-
know the math. You got to have the story
We're going to practice
down.
here. Scotty's going to have to teach us.
Maybe,
I'm out.
Maybe,
You're not
maybe I'll
doing
let
it?
you guys in.
I'm out.
All right, we'll let you know. World of Critical Role, Twitch and YouTube. Check it out if you like Dungeons and Dragons. And if you're a Dungeons and Dragons fan out there, by all means, write us at mostofthesuperheroes.com. We want to hear from you. All right, guys, last but not least, my title of the week. You guys have already seen it, and I have finally now seen it myself. Dune. Yeah, I finally got it on. We moved the big TV into the bedroom. It's a 60-inch. And once we got it in there, I pulled up Dune again on HBO. I did the preview, and I looked at Carrie and I said, we're watching this.
That'll do.
That'll do just fine. And it looked fantastic. Real quick, spoiler-free take for you. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Had a good time. I will absolutely double down on what the Giggler said when we talked about this. And what I knew going into it, this is a lot to unpack. And you're not really meant to digest it all in the first sitting. And actually, I'm really excited to see this again.
Yeah.
And again. And then get ready for, this is openly part 1.
Yeah.
So it's out there. It's in theaters. It is locally. I had trouble finding this in IMAX again, which there was that piece. But it
Yeah.
is on HBO Max. You can find it there. The story is really good. Has a lot of info. You do got to pay attention. You got to listen. Especially with that mom in there. That mom whispers a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's mainly whispering, and she has like a lot to say. But I know that this will be one. If I watch it again, I'm gonna be right there with the story, and excited for part 2. If I was gonna give it a rating, I give it a 3.2.
Yeah, it's good.
Very nice.
Dune. How about that? Spoiler alert for Dune. What do you guys think of the movie? You guys excited for part 2? Because us three didn't get to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Just gonna pick up the story right where it left off.
Yeah.
The big, essentially like Alex said on his voicemail, this ending is a cliffhanger.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's definitely much a build, big reveals, and a lot of teases to like the things at play, a lot of foreshadowing, and they're saving that for part 2.
Yep.
A lot of stuff was Zendaya's character, like mostly in visions. And I'm excited to see where all that goes. I'm still one time through, I am still processing the story. I still don't quite know exactly. Essentially what you learn is everybody wants spice. There's 3 or 4 big entities out there, and they're all kind of fighting for it. And in the midst of it, you have a young prince who has magical aspects to him. His mom's a witch. He's kind of a witch. He's having visions. His dad wants him to be king, but this guy is like, well, what about my visions, though, and my magic?
Yep. You got it.
What about it?
Is that about right?
Look at that cast. Man, that's a great cast.
Beautiful cast.
Yeah,
Jason
For
Momoa.
real.
What's this guy's name?
Oscar
Oscar
Isaac.
Isaac.
What's the main kid's name?
Timothy Chalamet.
That's right. And
Zendaya.
what about Josh Brolin, of course.
Josh Brolin.
We know this mom's name, the Whisperer.
I can't remember. She's in a lot of the Mission Impossible movies.
This guy.
Javier Bardem.
Nice.
Nice.
And what about her?
No idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? They're up here. They're
Yeah.
up here. They're
There they
really
are.
tiny. Dave Bautista's in this movie.
Oh yeah, Batista's in there too.
Oh yeah.
I can't read all the rest. They're too small. But yeah, man, star-studded cast and it looks unbelievable.
Beautiful.
There were 10 parts where I went, wow. Like movies now
hmm
are on a new level.
I challenge you to watch the 1984 Dune
Challenge accepted. I will
And-
happily
and-
watch that.
and see how it compares.
I wonder if I should. Yeah, I bet there might be some spoilers in there. Is it like only one?
Yeah, it's the only movie.
It's the only one. What's his name again? In that Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, Kyle MacLachlan.
McLaughlin. But yeah, man, Dune 3.2 for me. Can't wait for part 2. And we'll talk about it when it comes around.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we are super excited to talk to you about a brand new MCU flick. That's right. It's about Eternals 2021. Stick around. We'll be right back.